Do you ever find yourself stuck in an endless loop of overthinking, overanalyzing every little detail, worrying about the past, or stressing over the future? If so, you're not alone. Our minds are powerful, but sometimes they can become cluttered with thoughts, just like a home can become cluttered with things. But just as we can tidy our homes to create a sense of peace and calm, we can also tidy our minds. In this video, I'll share 10 powerful Japanese methods to help you quiet your mind and live more freely. One of the simplest yet most profound ways to stop overthinking is to step outside. In Japan, there's a practice called Shinrin-Yoku, or forest bathing. It's not about taking a literal bath in the woods, but rather immersing yourself in the atmosphere of the forest. Imagine yourself standing tall amongst the trees, their leaves rustling softly in the breeze. As you inhale deeply, breathe in the fresh, earthy scent of the forest. Feel the soft earth beneath your feet, grounding you to the present moment. Shinrin-Yoku is about opening your senses to the natural world around you. Studies show that spending time in nature reduces stress hormones, lowers blood pressure, and helps clear the mind. So, the next time you find yourself caught in a whirlwind of thoughts, try stepping outside and immersing yourself in the embrace of nature. Let the tranquility of the forest soothe your mind and bring you back to a place of stillness and clarity. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what is my reason for being? In Okinawa, Japan, there's a beautiful word for this, Ikigai. It means a reason for being, and it's about finding joy and purpose in each day. Overthinking often happens when we lack direction, like a ship adrift at sea. But when you have a clear sense of purpose, your thoughts become focused, like a compass guiding you towards your destination. Ikigai isn't something you find overnight. It's about exploring your passions, your talents, and what the world needs. What do you love to do? What are you good at? What brings value to others? When you find something that aligns with all three, you tap into a wellspring of energy and motivation. So take some time to reflect on your own Ikigai. As you discover your Ikigai, you'll find that overthinking naturally begins to fade, replaced by a sense of purpose and fulfillment. In a world that often celebrates perfection, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of flawlessness. But in Japan, there's a beautiful concept called wabi-sabi that teaches us to find beauty in imperfection. Imagine a perfectly crafted teacup, smooth and flawless. Now imagine that same teacup with a delicate crack, repaired with gold. Which one tells a story? Which one has character? Wabi-sabi reminds us that nothing is permanent, nothing is perfect, and nothing is finished. It's about embracing the cracks and crevices, the imperfections that make us unique and beautiful. Overthinking often stems from a desire to control everything, to make it perfect. Instead of striving for an unattainable ideal, try shifting your perspective. Embrace the wrinkles, the scars, the mistakes. So, the next time you find yourself overthinking a flaw or imperfection, remember the beauty of wabi-sabi. In our fast-paced world, our minds are constantly bombarded with information and stimulation. It's no wonder we find ourselves overthinking. But there's a practice that can help us find stillness amidst the chaos, Zazen, or Zen meditation. Imagine yourself sitting quietly in a peaceful room. Close your eyes and turn your attention inward. Notice the rise and fall of your breath, the gentle rhythm of your own being. Zazen isn't about emptying your mind of all thoughts. Instead, it's about observing your thoughts without judgment, like watching clouds drift across the sky. As you sit in meditation, thoughts will inevitably arise. Don't try to push them away or get caught up in them. Simply acknowledge them and gently guide your attention back to your breath. With practice, you'll find that the space between your thoughts begins to widen, cultivating a sense of inner peace. Life is full of surprises, both big and small. And while we can plan and prepare, there will always be things that are beyond our control. This can be a difficult concept to accept, especially for those of us who tend to overthink. But there's a Japanese saying that offers a powerful antidote to the anxiety of overthinking, shikata ganai, which means it cannot be helped. Imagine a rainstorm washing over a garden. We can't control the rain, but we can choose how we respond to it. Shikata ganai is a reminder that some things are simply out of our hands. It's about accepting what is, letting go of the need to control everything, and finding peace in the present moment. This doesn't mean we should become passive or give up on our goals. It simply means recognizing that there are some things we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our responses, and some things we cannot. So the next time you find yourself overthinking a situation that's beyond your control, repeat the phrase, shikata ganai. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by a big goal or a daunting task? It's easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis, overthinking every detail and never taking action, but there's a Japanese philosophy that can help us overcome this. Kaizen, the art of small steps. Imagine a master craftsman carving a beautiful sculpture. They don't start with a grand vision and try to create it all at once. Instead, they focus on one small step at a time, patiently chipping away at the stone until their vision takes shape. Kaizen is about making continuous, incremental improvements over time. It's about breaking down large goals into smaller, more manageable steps, and focusing on making progress one step at a time. Instead of getting bogged down in the enormity of a task, ask yourself, what is one small step I can take today to move closer to my goal? The beauty of Kaizen is that it eliminates the pressure of perfection. It's not about making giant leaps, but rather about making small, consistent progress. So the next time you find yourself overthinking a big goal, remember the power of Kaizen. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by constant information and stimulation. Our minds, like our stomachs, can become overstuffed, leading to mental fatigue. In Okinawa, Japan, there's a saying, hara hachibu, meaning eat until you're 80% full. This wisdom applies to our thoughts as well. Practice moderation in all areas of life, including our thoughts. Create moments of stillness and silence throughout your day. By cultivating hara hachibu in our thoughts, we find clarity and inner peace. Have you ever made a mistake that felt so significant, so irreparable, that it sent you spiraling into a vortex of overthinking and self-doubt? We often perceive mistakes as flaws, as something to be hidden or ashamed of. But in Japan, there's a beautiful art form called kintsugi that teaches us to see mistakes not as something to be concealed, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. Imagine a precious ceramic bowl that has been broken. Instead of discarding the broken pieces, kintsugi artists meticulously mend the cracks with a lacquer dusted or mixed with powdered gold, silver, or platinum. The result is a stunning work of art, more beautiful for its imperfections. Kintsugi reminds us that our mistakes are not the end of our story. They are simply part of our journey, opportunities to learn, grow, and become more resilient. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes and allowing them to define you, try shifting your perspective. Embrace your mistakes as valuable learning experiences. Remember, each of us is a work in progress, a beautiful mosaic of experiences, both positive and negative. In a world that emphasizes permanence, it's easy to cling to things, possessions, relationships, even thoughts. But clinging to impermanent things leads to suffering when they change or disappear. In Japan, Mono no Aware helps us find peace in life's impermanence. It's about appreciating the transient nature of all things. Imagine the delicate beauty of cherry blossoms. Their beauty is poignant because they soon fade and fall. Mono no Aware reminds us that everything is temporary: joy, sorrow, success, and failure. Our experiences constantly transform, like the changing seasons. Instead of clinging to the past or worrying about the future, embrace the present moment. Find beauty in life's impermanence, and appreciate each experience. So, next time you overthink, appreciate the impermanence of it all. In our fast-paced world, we're often expected to make quick decisions, but big decisions can feel overwhelming, leading to analysis paralysis and endless cycles of overthinking. But in Japan, there's a decision-making approach that emphasizes patience, collaboration, and careful consideration, nimawashi. Imagine a gardener carefully preparing the soil before planting a seed. They loosen the soil, remove any obstacles, and create the optimal conditions for the seed to take root and flourish. Nemawashi is like preparing the soil for a decision. It's about taking the time to gather information, consult with others, and build consensus before making a final decision. Instead of rushing into a decision, Nemawashi encourages us to take a more gradual approach. Start by identifying the problem or opportunity. Then, gather information from various sources, seek out diverse perspectives, and carefully consider the potential consequences of different options. Nemawashi is not about delaying decisions indefinitely, it's about creating a solid foundation for decision-making. So, which of these Japanese techniques resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments. These techniques, rooted in ancient wisdom and mindful living, offer us valuable tools for navigating the challenges of our modern world. Remember, just as we tidy our homes to create a sense of peace and order, we can also tidy our minds by letting go of unnecessary thoughts, embracing imperfection, and finding joy in the present moment. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Thanks for watching, and remember, let go, take small steps, and enjoy the journey.